Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Am I? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, am I audible
Am
now?
I clearly audible, or I just switch my?
No, no, you are
No.
audible. I think there was some glitch in the
Okay.
meeting. I was not able to unmute.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am. Thank you.
This is our second session, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, ma'am. This is our second session.
Okay. All right. Did you check the topic? Yeah.
Ma'am, today's topic is actually bucket list, and I was going through a little bit.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, do you know what a bucket list is? Like, did you know before you saw the topic?
Yes, ma'am. Like bucket list are those lists that we usually make. Something that never till now it is not happened yet. It is not happened yet, and we are planning to do them. And yeah, these are not reality right now, but we are definitely going to achieve them as per our planning. So these are the list
Hmm.
called as bucket list.
Hmm. Bucket list is, is a bucket list about your goals, or is it about the things that you want to achieve in your, like, what sort of goals are there in the bucket list?
Uh, ma'am, my bucket list, I can say it is a combination of like not only about my educational aspect, it is also part of my bucket list is
Hmm.
consist of like a financial aspect, then some traveling aspect. Uh, yeah, these are the things. Like in my bucket list, further explaining to this thing, then I can say in my bucket list, I can say that there are 2 to 3 places that I wanted to visit. These are actually not just a normal place; these are very special places for me. That's why they are in my bucket list. Then there comes like buying a dream car or dream bike, then take those vehicles to your like there is a place that I want to drive through that dream bike. So it was a long ride actually. So this is actually that journey is actually in my bucket list. And then comes to like buying what can I say? Buying or build a house, big house. So these are actually the things that I have put those in my bucket list.
Okay. All right. So, bucket list actually has only the things that you would want to do um, apart from your professional background. Okay, that is what a bucket list is. So, uh,
Okay.
having a job in XYZ company is not exactly a bucket list. It is just a goal of yours. Okay,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
visiting so and so country is a bucket list task. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So you spoke about a particular country, right, that you want to visit. So how did that country get added? How did that country get added to the list?
Okay, ma'am. So one of the country that I want to visit is Japan. So how I come to put that country in my bucket list is that I'm actually a big fan of anime somehow. So that's why I just sort of put like that somehow I just relate to their culture or relate to their living style. It was quite peaceful, I can say. Japanese are quite peaceful or disciplined. uh, I don't want to be that much disciplined. I don't know I can or no I can or can't, but I just want their like their culture or their scenic views. That's why I just would uh, visit to that country, specifically a place called uh, Okinawa. That place is actually situated in Okinawa in Japan. So
Mm-hmm.
exactly visit to that place is in my bucket list and nothing more. And being a fan of anime, that's why I come to put that country in my bucket list.
Okay. Hmm. So we'll restructure this sentence a little bit, or this answer a little bit. So you said this is very relatable to me, right? Uh, Relatable means something that you do and someone else is also doing. That is relatable. But your second sentence was that I don't know if I can do it. So it is not exactly relatable. It will be something that I am very curious to know about. That is something that you can say, or you can say fascinated by,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So because relatable means if you're doing the same thing, if you are a very punctual person, and then if you say that the culture in India is not very punctuality or discipline oriented, but the culture in Japan is, so it is very relatable, then yes, that is a completely perfect answer. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hmm. All right. So, do you think it is important for every person to have a bucket list? What is the importance and significance it holds in your life?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Like, it is really important to have a bucket list in everyone's life, and because it gives you a sort of like purpose, I can say, or it gives you sort of point of living something, point of doing something. So yeah, it is actually quite important for someone to have a bucket list, so that you will be like you at every point of your life, you at least kind of know that you why you are doing something, or why should you do something to achieve that thing. So that's why someone have that point in their mind, that or someone have that number of list that what they are actually wanting to do in their life. That's why they should have.
Okay. Okay. So here, if you point out minor mistakes, the sentence that you said is number of list, but number of things in the list. No,
Yes.
that will be, so try to try to do this activity after the session, or every day after, like after every session, try to do this activity, or whenever you're speaking, try to observe your answers a little bit. Like for example, if you're giving 10 answers, then you try to observe like one of them. Okay. And see what are the things that I am repeating, what are the things that I want to change, what are the things that I want to structure in a better way, right? Have this observation for yourself only. Okay, that will, you'll obviously keep getting feedback from the sessions, but self observation helps much more than feedback from someone else, right?
Yes, ma'am. Exactly. You just what you just say. I really agreed that because like same kinds like before attending all the say like since past 6 to 7 session, I'm getting like a same kind of feedbacks I'm getting actually the same kind of feedbacks, nothing different or nothing something more. And those feedbacks are like I have to like uh, more conscious about my sentence structuring than the simple grammatical mistakes. Uh, as they are pointing out that, as the faculty tutors are pointing out that the mistakes are not that much major, but those simple mistakes are keep repeating itself again and again.
Hmm. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
can't hear you at all. Can you repeat your, I think you lost your network connection.
Okay, ma'am. Like I was saying that all the feedbacks that I'm getting like from past 6 to 7 session,
That
they
what
all are.
what
Yeah,
that
and what I come to know that how to fix all of those repeating mistakes, that by self-observing.
Hmm.
When I just and I have started to like I'm able to correcting those things by only the self-observing stuff after doing self-observing. And it is actually the real thing that if I started to like observe right now, just like I'm observing my sentences, what I'm speaking, so then only those repeating mistakes are being fixing. So yeah, this is actually a correct way that you have said.
Okay. Okay. So you did get this feedback earlier from some tutor that you should observe
Yes,
yourself.
ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
that's
And
great.
for observing, I have to like speak slowly. That's why I have I'll get more time to observe those sentences.
Hmm. For the Clapingo sessions, you have your recordings also, so you can go back on the
Yes,
recordings.
ma'am.
Just note down how I want to say this answer differently. Hmm? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, all right. Just a second. So when you started putting together, you know, your bucket list, like not physically writing it, but as you must have started to grow up, different things must have started to come, no, in your list. Like I want to do this, do that. So what were the things that attracted you the most or caught your attention the most? That okay, these are a few things that I would like to do in my life.
Yeah, absolutely, ma'am. Like when we are growing day by day, then we are being exposed to like various new things, or what can I say, like things that we somehow never imagined in our childhood, and we are creating our bucket list from our childhood. So, uh, but day by day, the bucket list is actually expanding. So in these time, the time of like social media and all of those things, like fancy or fame things, exactly by watching all those things, s- one part of my inner brain that somehow get to attracted to those things, that like living a fancy life, having a BM or Mercedes or something like that. So these are actually taking a significant part of my like bucket list. So yeah, these things, like these fancy things or these financial things that I can say, these lavish things, that lavish living a lavish lifestyle, those aspects are actually taking my a significant part of my bucket list. So yeah, so these things are being attracted.
Okay. So I think a better lifestyle is something that we all, um, you know, have
Mhm.
imagined ourselves with.
Yes.
Okay. Um, all right. Let's take a few questions from the notes itself.
Okay.
Um, hmm. If you had the choice to complete any one item right now from your bucket list, which one would it be? Like, which one would you pick?
It is simple, so ma'am, that I there is a it is like traveling to a place that I want to like traveling to Rishikesh actually.
Mm-hmm.
So it is quite doable. Observing my like current scenario, it is quite doable, and it is in my long. What can I say? It is a long pending wish list, long pending event that I have put in my bucket list, and it is actually quite doable, but I am not doing that. So yeah, if we're talking about right now what I want to do, what a list, what thing that I want to complete from my bucket list, that then it will be this, just a visit to Rishikesh and do some like adventure sports. So yeah, this is actually that thing.
Right. Okay. Um, so, sorry. Hmm. There's one more question that says, "What do you think other people have on their bucket list?
Sorry, ma'am.
What is the thing that other people have on their bucket list?"
Okay. Uh, Honestly, I don't know how what other things other people. Okay,
What do you
other
think?
people.
What do you think that other people might have on their bucket list?
Exactly, ma'am. Like similar to me, that other people might have uh, list like traveling to different places, or having a good life, living a good lifestyle, or that exact being a like I'm also like them. So if I am having those kinds of, like I am having things like traveling or financial security or living, riding a good car, something like that. So they are also, they might be have similar kind of interest or similar kind of things that in their bucket list. So it is quite usual. So
Okay. All right. So let's move on to some slide feedback. Okay. Um,
okay,
See, whenever you give your answers, no, you change the sentences a lot of times. Now, I don't remember if I gave a similar feedback in the previous session or not, but one thing that I did observe is you unnecessarily add extra sentences to your answer. For example, I there was something when you're talking about fixing something. So yeah, with your grammar, right? So I think that will fix it. Actually, that will be fixing it. Actually, so you will say the same thing, but two three times, which is very unnecessary. No, you don't need. You put your point forward once, and then you're done with it, right?
okay,
So start getting that as a practice, because we don't want people to get confused because of a simple thing. Now you know how to put forward your point in two three ways. That is a very good quality that we can identify from the situation. But then if you don't know how to make the best use of it, it becomes it becomes null and void. Then what is the point of knowing to say two three same thing in two three different ways, if we don't know which one to pick and which one to apply in which sentence, right, to make it most effective. So try to teach yourself or try to learn these things by yourself. So while you're observing, no, while you're doing the observation, yes, the grammar part, of course, you should observe, you should apply, you should be careful, be mindful, point out the mistakes, but also see what are the things that I'm repeating again and again. you know your focus while you are giving the answer should be delivering my message, not if the other person is understanding or not. Okay, if you feel that you've given an answer and the other person has not completely understood it, if you feel that by the facial cues of that person or the body language, then you can always follow up with the question, did you understand what I said or do you need more clarification? Yeah, that is
okay.
always an option that you have. But don't put in so much of your energy to say the same thing repeatedly, because that is going to confuse yourself also and the listener also. Yeah, and plus
Yes,
it is just an unnecessarily long answer. That is another part of it. Yeah, so whenever you're giving an answer, try to observe, try to say one thing at in one way only. So if I observe, it might help in fixing so and so problem. Done. Okay, don't say it might help to fix, it might it might fix it. We don't need two options. Okay, if you feel the other person's not understood, you can always follow up with the question. Yeah,
it's like I'm keep on diluting the value of that sentence by repeating itself again.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is something that you can do. We still have a couple of minutes in the class. Actually, I'm done with the feedback part. We'll go through some vocabulary then.
Sure, ma'am.
All right. Hmm. um Elucidate is a word. Have you heard this word before? Elucidate.
No, ma'am, it is quite new for me. Elucidate.
Elucidate basically means to make something clear. Okay. So, for example, um, if I attend that seminar on problem solving, it will elucidate. It will help to elucidate the matter in office. Understood?
Okay.
Okay.
To clear something.
Hmm. To make it a little bit more simpler, a little bit more clearer. Okay, it will help to make it clear. um, Feasible.
Operation.
Sorry.
So, ma'am, here is a word. Operarious or
Appro-
Operarious.
Uproarious. Uproarious.
Operarious.
It's easy, no? Noisy. It's a fancy word for noisy. When we have family gatherings, um, there is always an uproarious cheer whenever someone portrays some talent or showcases some talent, not portrays, showcases some talent. Okay. Um, the boys returned to an uproarious applause to end the concert. This is one sentence that is there in the example part. I looked it up. Okay. So it's a fancy word for noisy only. Just look at few examples on Google and it will be clear for you. It's not very difficult. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Any other word that you want to apply?
Uh, Feasible. I know.
I'll read it out to you once.
Yes, ma'am. Because I just lost the tab of.
Okay, no problem. Aggregate, feasible, visualize, hilarious, hinder, ridiculous, extreme, pilgrimage, backfire, blunder, insane, cookie, rational, irrational, absurd, fulfill, and attain.
Attain.
Attain?
Okay, attain. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I kind of know all those words.
You still go through it. I think cookie is a word that is little interesting. You can just see the application, try to use it. Other than that, it's pretty easy only. But you can go through it. Try to use them in different sentences. Yeah.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. We'll wind up this session.
Sure, ma'am.
All right. Good talking to you, Shrita. Bye.
Have a nice day, ma'am.